Adderall, something more euphoric and more addictive than Coke can be. Yet it's prescribed to little kids all the time, and it's poisoning people's minds and getting them hooked on meth from an early age. Let me explain. So, during my addiction, I was addicted to Adderall and meth, and these two drugs were very interchangeable for me. Reason being is they had such similar effects. At high doses, they were virtually identical, and I would take either one throughout my addiction. I say this to say that Adderall releases even more dopamine than Coke. It sends you into psychosis quicker than Coke, and it keeps you awake for longer. Yet people view it as something harmless, and they view Coke as something crazy. Now, when you take it as prescribed, I will say that it is not quite as harmful. It can genuinely benefit quite a few people, but probably about 80% of people that are prescribed probably don't benefit from it. I think it's safe to say that with probably all psych meds. So, what do I think? So, if it doesn't truly help your ADHD, if you don't have a super severe case of ADHD, should you be on it? Absolutely not. You don't need Adderall. You don't need legal meth. You don't need speed in order to focus. I'll tell you that right now. But the thing is, we need to stop giving this out to little kids that are 5 years old. They need to go play in their sandboxes, play outside, connect with other children, go on the playground, do things that, I did when I was a kid. I have severe ADHD and other mental disorders. I'm all over the place all the time, even to this day. But when I was a kid, I did not need Adderall. I don't need that to focus, to sit in a classroom. Kids are never supposed to be in the classroom. We don't need to learn to study. They're just kids that are naturally inclined to do what kids want to do. So we need to quit prescribing this stuff to kids immediately. There should be like a minimum age. The minimum age should probably be like 12, 13, like junior high age. The absolute minimum, maybe not even till high school or college. It's like, why are you even giving children speed, something that literally can be abused and stuff, and you can send yourself into psychosis and ruin your life? And quite a few actually, get addicted to Adderall from an early age, like dependent on it, and then they graduate to meth when they get older. This is probably the most common way that people get hooked on meth. Almost never do people just try meth. No, they start out with Adderall as a kid. These doctors are legal dealers too. If your dose doesn't work enough, they usually put you on 10, 20 milligrams at first. And then for me, if the 10 milligrams or something didn't work right away, they're willing to bump it up to 60 within the matter of a month, the max dose, get you hooked on amphetamines right away. With ADHD, you already have more of an addictive personality, so when you try these amphetamines and stuff that make you be able to see reality for how it is for the first time in your life in 18 years, you're going to get hooked on that too, and you're going to be like, oh, yes, let's go! And then you're going to get so hooked, and you're going to lose your life. You're going to lose your soul to that. And it can also cause like other mental disorders as well, like bipolar, like schizophrenia-like symptoms and stuff can develop from, you abusing Adderall. There's so many issues with this stuff. And then do you really want to rely on a medication for your entire life for something like ADHD? No. Caffeine, could that work? Yeah, caffeine and L-theanine a lot safer. And if you just started with that, you'll see a big difference, but you're not going to possibly wreck your life and, be on an amphetamine. Come on, bro. Do you really want to say I take amphetamines every day just to focus? No, you don't. Even an as-needed thing would be a lot better, like if people only took it on days they need to focus. But taking amphetamines each and every day as a 5-year-old? What? These doctors are out of their mind. The health system is so messed up. Amphetamines for a 5-year-old. I'm so passionate about this. I'm screaming about this because it's ruined my life, and this ruins so many people's lives. And, I want to bring awareness to this. These doctors are just reading out of their books. They technically are in the wrong because they're doing it. They could say no and then quit their job. But the truth is they're not well educated enough on this stuff, and, it really ruins people's lives. So I just wanted to let this all out there for y'all, bring awareness to how, destructive Adderall can be. And, if you are a parent that's thinking about letting your little kid get prescribed Adderall, maybe think again, because this stuff is serious stuff, and, it ruined my life, and it could ruin their life later on. Just remember that.